Hi, greetings from the Pacific Northwest. Bo here, doing a quick video. We'll see how quick it is on psychedelic records that you can get on a budget that are pretty good. There's a lot of stuff out there that, quite frankly, the OGs of some of this stuff costs a couple dollars, and it's not always for the budget-minded person. A lot of these I've acquired through trades. Uh, but in terms of some good psychedelic records out there that you can get for $10 or less, grabbed a little pile. Thought I might share this with you. Most of you guys out there that are in psych this isn't for you because you've already moved well beyond this. But if you're just out there, you're getting started, you kind of like psychedelic music. It's a good place to start. So, start with this first one. Now this is a UK press, but US originals of this record are really easy to find. This is Vanilla Fudge. It's got the hit on there that Keep Me Hanging On. It's got a lot of covers. Vanilla Fudge was really good at doing that. So some organ-driven, heavy kind of rock stuff. Vanilla Fudge. You find this record all the time in that $3 to $5, $3 to $7 range in bargain bins. This is a record that it used to be able to find a lot easier, and this is always it used to be under $10. I've been told that it may not be as easy to find now, but this is a nice bones. This is the only record from the Status Quo I would recommend. It's got the song "Pictures of Matchstick Men." What else is on here that's really good? Sidewalk Cafe on here, yeah. Gentleman Joe Sidewalk Cafe is on here. Ice in the Sun is a pretty good. So these guys, this is a more psychedelic fare from them. So if you find this record and you can get it for like $10 or less, it's a good record to pick up. Another record that you see quite often in that $7 range. This is the first effort from Spirit. This is Randy California's band. Fantastic guitar player, his father-in-law, I believe. Mr. Cassidy there. He had been a jazz drummer, had been a World War II vet. He was quite a bit older than the rest of these guys. But this first album from them is really good. Fresh Garbage is on here. Mechanical World was kind of a small hit. Topanga Windows. So this is generally one that you can pick up really cheap. Another one that's dime a dozen. Dime a dozen for this thing. This is Steppenwolf, Born to Be Wild. But generally anything from early Steppenwolf, the first 4 or 5 records is really good, cheap, easy way to build up some psych stuff. More than just Born to Be Wild. The song on here to me is The Pusher. So don't spend more than $5 on something like this because it's out there. You can find it in the bargain bins. Another one that's quite easy to find in the bargain bins. And I recommend like the first 5 or 6 records from Paul Revere and the Raiders. Maybe more garage than psych. But Mark Lindsay right here. This has got my favorite song from them, which is the Great Airplane Strike. Drenched, fuzzy guitars. But these guys, this is, really solid stuff. Pacific Northwest Legends. Stuff is really easy to find. Another record that's easy to find, but generally the jacket is really worn on this, but it's easy to find in that $10 range. It's a nice San Francisco sound. This is the Quicksilver Messenger Service. This is their debut. Even the super nice copy was just $8.98. So, like I said, originals of this are easy to find. They tend to be pretty cheap. It's a really good way to, get some good San Francisco psych. A lot of people don't think of the Monkees. They think of the Monkees as the prefab four, or something to be made fun of. I disagree with that. Especially this first record is their attempt. I think this is their first attempt to really kind of manage their own music, write their own songs. Michael Nesmith and Peter Tork were already accomplished musicians, but Mickey Dolenz learned to play the drums. Davy Jones just was kind of along for the ride here, but this has got some of my favorite stuff. Randy Scouse Get, For Pete's Sake, which was the closing track on the TV show, I think. It's good stuff. And Monkees albums are cheap. Just have to be careful on condition because kids tend to own these. They kind of beat them up quite a bit. Another one that's easy to find and cheap. And this is a really good pop psych record. Really good psych record. Crimson and Clover from Tommy James and the Shondells. Of course, it's got Crimson and Clover, I Am Tangerine, Crystal Blue Persuasion, Sugar on Sunday. Psychedelic. He's cashing in on it, but it's good. It's a good, solid psychedelic album. Another one, and it's the stereo copy that I recommend because the mono copy tends to go for a few dollars, but this record's all over the place. And this is one of the best records of the genre. It's one of the best records of all time. Surrealistic Pillow from Jefferson Airplane. I tend to gravitate more towards the Marty Ballin tracks, although Grace Slick is obviously a star, and the song she brought with her from The Great Society, White Rabbit, and Somebody to Love are tremendous tracks, but Marty Ballin to me is the guy, and this is a great record, easy to find, very cheap. Another one that's always super cheap, although generally I have a hard time finding the two-tone label on this, but the yellow label's all over the place. This is anything from Iron Butterfly, Ball, or I'd have to get them out, but it tends to be kind of heavy. Good Psych, they're cheap. I mean, $2, $3, $4, $5 for these things is about where you need to be. But it's a good way to build up some psychedelic music. It's good stuff. I Ron Butterfly, to quote Reverend Lovejoy. This is a record that's, don't spend more than $1 or $2 on this because it's all over the place. But It's a Beautiful Day. More San Francisco Psych. White Bird. That's the go-to track here on Columbia. Easy, cheap. This one's kind of an interesting one. This is the Hello People. It used to be a little bit more expensive, but this is a record that's come way down in price. When I see it now, I see it for $3, $5, $7. The lead singer famously refused to be inducted into the draft into the 60s, caused the breakup of the band. He wrote a song about it that they recorded on here. These guys all dressed up as, see from the gatefold, they kind of dressed up like mimes or clowns. Trying to see what that song was, because the title of it is escaping me. Well, there is a song on here though that is about his refusal to be inducted into the draft. So pick it up. It's cheap. It's good psych music. Another one that's used to be a lot more money that's come way down in price. Fever Tree, the debut, and I've had the first three records from Fever Tree. I don't much care for generally the other two, but this one's got a nice psych feel. Of course, it's got Return of the Native, which is was a hit for these guys. This was 98 cents, and this is in pretty good shape. It's on Uni. Don't spend more than $7 on this, but you can find it. Good sound. Another one that used to go for a lot of money that's come down in price, and this is a mono copy, but this is the Electric Prunes. It's got both their hits, which are I Had Too Much to Dream and Get Me to the World on Time, on song Reprise. Show the back cover. But this is a record that is all over the place. $5 to $10 is where you want to be on this. Radio-friendly psychedelia, kind of on the heavier side, shades of Deep Purple. I've spent $5 on this. It's just, it is what it is. Hush. It's Kentucky Woman on here. No, they cover Hey Joe. I think Kentucky Woman's on the other one, Daisy Tallison. But Shades of Deep Purple. The Tallison record's a good one to pick up too. Heavy stuff. This is like anymore. It's like a dollar bin record, and this is one of the greatest albums of all time, in my opinion. Hurdy-gurdy man, Barabajaggle also. Donovan, late Donovan stuff. 66, 69 Donovan is where I like to be, where he's gone a little bit more electric, a lot more psychedelia. Season of the Witch and Sunshine Superman are on here. It's fantastic. Good stuff from Donovan. Another one that's really easy to find. This tends to be more R&B soul kind of stuff, but just for the one song, Time Has Come Today. The Chambers Brothers. Another one that you find all the time in dollar bins. Cream, Disraeli Gears, doesn't go for big money. And this is, not only look at how cool psychedelic the cover is, but the album is one of the best albums of all time. Tales of Brave Ulysses. I always have a hard time pronouncing that one, so I'm going to leave that one alone. Sunshine of Your Love. Strange Brew. Jack Bruce, fantastic bass player. How about the Byrds? Fifth Dimension. This it's chock full of stuff. Mr. Spaceman, 5D, 8 Miles High, Captain Soul. This is the Byrds at their psychedelic best. The Byrds are a fantastic band. Influenced Love. They influenced a lot of bands. So playing the West Coast Pop Art Experimental Band. On another channel, I was talking about them and how much that first private, not it's on a FIFO label. It's hard to find. It's impossible to find the originals. How much the Byrds influenced them. The Byrds influenced Love. It's good stuff. Another one that used to go for pretty good scratch has come down in price to Blues Magoose, Psychedelic Lollipop. Of course, these guys sold a lot of merchandise too, like the lava lamps and stuff like that. But we ain't got nothing yet. It's a good one on here. They do a pretty mean, drawn-out version of Tobacco Road as well. Cheap. And then my go-to from the association, I show this one a lot, Renaissance. It's got Pandora's Golden Heebie-Jeebies, which is about drug recovery. The nice thing about the association is a lot of the records, the early records, it's the Wrecking Crew playing on it. The guys could play, and they did play well live, but Wrecking Crew is playing the music, but the songs are, later stuff is what it is. But this is their most psychedelic attempt. Anyhow, so that's just a few records I thought I'd throw a poll and show that if you're just getting in the psychedelic realm or the garage realm, there are some cheap records out there that you can find to build up that base before you start trying to pop on some of these other crazy records. Anyhow, we'll see you guys next time. Bye.